Earlier in this course, we discussed how if you have multiple virtual machines that host an application, you may want to spread the load of access to that application by using a device, a load balancing device, that would then equally or based on parameters spread connectivity to multiple virtual machines. Using a load balancer, you would avoid a single virtual machine from being overloaded with client demand and therefore provide a better service to your users. So let's go ahead and create a load balancer. If I go to create a resource, select networking, one of my available resources is a load balancer. I'm going to click on load balancer and once again select my resource group and give my load balancer a name. I'm going to call this one LB5. Note that the name doesn't need to be globally unique. Then down below, I can specify the appropriate SKU for my load balancer. There are three options: standard, gateway, and basic. Gateway is if this will be used in a gateway solution with a VPN solution. And then we have standard and basic SKUs as well. What is included or excluded in these SKUs is constantly changing, so I suggest that you look at the latest version of Microsoft documentation on what is included in each one of those SKUs. So basically, the primary differences will be around cost and functionalities, the additional functionalities that you may have. As well, we can specify whether this will be an internal or a public load balancer. So will this load balancer be connected to the internet and provide internal access into my network? Or will this be a load balancer that will be used only internally? So if, for example, you have an application that needs to access a database, and that database is found behind a load balancer, that would be an internal load balancer. A public load balancer would be that if you have an application that is published on multiple virtual machines and that application is accessible from external users from the internet, you would be using a public load balancer. So depending on the types of configuration or the type of application that I want to publish out, I would be selecting one of these options. Then we will specify a front-end IP configuration, again, depending if it's internal or external. We will specify a backend pool, which basically specifies the multiple virtual machines on the backend that are going to be load balanced using this load balancer. And then the rules, inbound and outbound, what will be allowed to communicate internally, so to come in, or outbound to go out. So you can control the traffic that comes in and out through your load balancer. I'm not going to click through these options because I don't have all of the virtual machines and the applications and the infrastructure that will allow me to go through the complete creation of the load balancer. But essentially, all of these options here are the backend and front-end infrastructures that will support your load balancer.